things because mean things could hurt somebody's feelings. Next thing you know, Andrei and Elizabeth and Elizabeth's father and brother start talking about that magical moment when they almost had a fist fight at dinner.
Dropping F-bombs to Libby, saying you wanted to kick Charlie's.
Two grown men in cargo shorts in a backyard in Tampa, rolling on the grass, one's elbow in the other's neck, a plate of pulled pork visibly overturned in the background. The man on top is Andrei Castravet, Moldovan, 35, former police officer, and the husband of a woman he met in Ireland on a tourist visa. The man on the bottom is Charlie Potthasts, Floridian, 40, dock installation manager, brother of the wife. And the thing the edit will never tell you, the thing 7 seasons of the show have studiously avoided, is that they are, functionally, the same man.
The fact that they keep persisting about Andrei's deep dark past, but Elizabeth's family has a little bit of a dark past themselves, right?
I'm gonna dig into your past. That is Andrei to Charlie. On the tell-all, 6 feet from Sean Robinson. It is also, and if you play the tape back, you'll hear it, the exact thing Charlie said to Andrei 2 seasons earlier in Florida on a family couch. Same threat, same cadence, different accent. Gentlemen, congratulations. You are threatening each other with the same move.
In your diet.
You're not throwing
Basically
away bacon, Chuck. What are you talking about? You're not throwing away bacon. You're eating bacon
That wasn't
like
bacon.
every morning. I know
That
for
was-
sure
that
you're
was-
eating bacon. You're a meat lover, so
That wasn't bacon.
Right now, Chuck and Andrei are talking about one specific dish.
Elizabeth, Libby to her family, Lizzie to the comment section, is one of 4 Potthast children, the daughter of a man named Chuck Potthast, who owns a real estate business in Tampa. Chuck employs most of his kids. Chuck employs most of their partners. Chuck, in the single most dynastic detail on this show, employs Andrei. Andrei's income, since day one, has flowed through Libby's father's payroll. The man Andrei is wrestling on the cookout lawn is his boss's son, who is also his wife's brother. This is not a reality show. This is Succession with pool noodles.
His dark past of working for the Moldovan police department and then fleeing the country because of the corruption in the police department. And he left because there were better opportunities in Ireland, but also he didn't want to be framed.
Andrei says he was a detective in Chisinau. He says he left the force because he refused to participate in corrupt police. His phrase, delivered on camera, in English, with the fluorescent lighting of a TLC interview room. He says he has nothing to hide. He has also, over 7 years of programming, declined to produce a single piece of documentation of his police career. No badge, no photo, no Facebook post, no coworker, no family friend, 0 paperwork from a stated detective career. And the Potthast brothers know this, and they bring it up on every tell-all.
Actually hypocritical to keep going on a tangent about Andrei's past when this entire family has a dark past.
Radu, you know why your brother left Moldova?
I know for sure that he didn't go from Moldova because he had some.
There is, in the Moldovan record, a 2005 arrest. It exists in the public files. Some sources say 4 to 5 months incarcerated. Andrei has never addressed it on air, in any interview, in any sit-down. The franchise has never pressed him. The family, Chuck, Charlie, sister Jenn, circle around it like a crater on a golf course. Nobody on this show, including the host, including the producers, including the cast, will say out loud, "What did you do?" Which is, I admit, the central mystery of the marriage. It is also, and here's the angle, not actually the point.
In the world eat peasant food? That's so fucking demeaning.
Let me get Charlie in here. When you see yourself on camera actually talking about the culture, is it embarrassing to you at all? Do you regret anything you said?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because the point is, Charlie Potthast is 40, lives in the same zip code he grew up in, works for his father, married to the same woman since high school, has a tattoo on his forearm that reads family, and a font chosen by family. Charlie is not an unreliable narrator. Charlie is a specific archetype, the eldest son of a self-made American small business owner who has spent 4 decades understanding his entire identity as the man who protects the compound. When Andrei arrived from Moldova with opinions, with an accent, with a shaved head, Charlie correctly identified him as a rival patriarch and started the turf war the show has been filming ever since.
So when he misses home or wants to move back, he gets mad at her.
Go back to your family, Andrei, mid-argument, in Moldova, shouting at his own wife. This is the line that won him the villain slot on Reddit for a year. And the line is bad. The line is inexcusable. Said to a woman on her way out the door. And I say this to exactly no applause, it is also the kind of line a Potthasts brother has delivered to a Potthasts sister-in-law at least once per Thanksgiving. The family, they are the one who didn't deserve precious, to give good friends, but to save us. They threaten each other to stay close. They shout family in each other's faces as both a command.
And instead of being concerned about his wife having an anxiety attack, his concern is getting his drama fix.
I think I am having an anxiety attack. Libby, quietly, in a hotel bathroom in Chisinau during the Moldova move episode. She is not being dramatic. She is, at this point in the show, episode 6 of season 9, a woman who has been pinballing between 2 identical masculinities for 7 years, with 2 kids and a husband who will not, for personal reasons, ever fully explain himself, and a father and brother who will not, for territorial reasons, ever fully accept him. Of course she is having an anxiety attack. She has been the translator in an argument between 2 men who were saying the same sentence at each other.
What a pleasure.
Thank you.
After wrapping up the tell-all, he and Kara go back to the house and call their son Nico, who clearly adores his dad.
Eleanor was born 2019. Winston was born 2022. Both have been filmed. Both will have opinions about this footage in 10 years. Eleanor, specifically, who is now old enough to read a subtitled argument, will one day watch the episode where her father and her uncle are pulled off each other by a security team in her grandfather's backyard, and she will have to pick a side. And she will have to do it in public because the footage will never go away.
It's not even Andrei. It's her sisters, or it's not the marriage. It's her family being unsupportive.
And the sister, Jenn Potthast, the middle sibling, the peacekeeper, the one the franchise routinely underuses. Jenn has, in every family argument, been the lone Potthast willing to say, gently, to camera, that Andrei has a point, and that Charlie escalates things, which is, in a family this turf-wary, essentially treason. Jenn's role in this system is to illustrate what a not compulsory position inside the Potthasts dynasty looks like. She is, in some sense, the control group. She is also rarely filmed. The edit does not want the control group.
Tackle is the food in Moldova, and you know what, before we get into it, we need to revisit a clip of them on the show when Elizabeth's family talks about the food in Moldova, because it pissed off every single Eastern European, myself included.
And then there was the moment, which Reddit will not let die, where Charlie, in a heated family argument, called Andrei's culture gypsy, on camera, with subtitles. TLC aired it. Andrei, to his credit and to Libby's evident relief, did not swing. But the word sat in the middle of the Potthasts living room like a dropped plate, and nobody else in the family picked it up. Chuck said nothing. Libby, eventually, said something quiet. Jenn looked at her hands. The slur was the Potthast family's lowest on-camera moment, and it was also, And this is the structural point. The moment the franchise stopped even pretending that a culture clash narrative was about culture, it was about one family not liking.
Stop to below.
Honestly, with the Larissa kid situation, let me know what you guys think. I do think it's really strange that at one point in the show, Larissa was struggling and asked her dad for money and like $5,000 or $10,000. I forget about the amount.
$75,000. This is the number from HEA sign. That is the amount Andrei and Elizabeth lost on a Moldovan investment, tied per the episode to the instability of the Russia-Ukraine war. The money was family money. Some of it was Chuck's. Libby cried on camera. Andrei stared into a wall. Chuck was calm in the way rich fathers are calm when you've just proven the thing they've been saying about you since 2017. The fight that came after was, structurally, the same fight they had about Andrei's career, about Andrei's past, about the wedding, about Moldova, about the bachelor party. The dollar amount changes. The fight is the same fight.
My dad, even after like all the stuff my dad's done for him, he's still like, disrespectful.
I don't think any good will come from Charlie asserting himself in the relationship between Chuck.
Pivot. Because here is what the show is actively hiding from you. Charlie Potthasts is not suspicious of Andrei because Andrei is Moldovan. Charlie is suspicious of Andrei because Charlie can see another dominant male in the room. And Charlie, like any son of Chuck Potthast, only knows one response to a dominant male in the room, which is to test him, to insult him, to wrestle him in the yard. If Andrei had arrived from Cleveland with the same biography, the fight would have run identically. The Moldova of it is the frame. The masculinity of it is the argument.
You're an amazing guy, an amazing husband. Sorry, Mama.
And Andrei. Andrei is not a misunderstood refugee. Andrei is a Chuck Potthasts from Chisinau, who built a career on a stated story he cannot verify, who ran a gym in Ireland that, per former employees, he managed the same way, who moved his own wife to his home country over her objections because he had a business opportunity. Andrei is playing the exact family patriarch script as Chuck. Chuck built a compound in Tampa. Andrei built one in Moldova. Chuck employs everyone. Andrei wanted to. Chuck is loud about family. Andrei is louder. They are, as personalities, indistinguishable. Libby saw her father and married her father, and her brother never forgave her for finding a second one.
You were trying to be funny at your wife's expense.
I am the husband. That is Andrei's most used phrase. It is also, and this is the thing, Chuck's most used phrase, shot in reverse back in season 7. The same sentence, different accent. Neither man is wrong in his own sentence. They cannot biologically exist in the same cookout without one of them having to leave, and neither of them will leave, because Libby is the glue, and Libby cannot pick one without...
Elizabeth and Andrei are packing up their lives in Florida and heading to Moldova?
The 2024 Moldova move. Andrei had been talking about it for years. Chuck vetoed it for years. Andrei finally did it. Libby flew. The kids flew. And then, 3 months in, Libby flew back to Florida with the kids, without Andrei, for a visit. The visit turned into a season. The season turned into a de facto separation. The franchise edited it as an open-ended cliffhanger. The family did not. The family has absorbed her. She is back in the compound. Andrei is currently on a plane. The outcome of this marriage has been in doubt for 7 years. The outcome of Libby's loyalty was decided before she met him.
She comes from a big family where she's learned to hold her own.
Pivot the second. Let me be fair to all 3 men in this scenario because it's the job. Chuck Potthast is, on every available record, a working father who built something and employed his family. That's not nothing. Charlie Potthast is, and I'm reaching, someone who loves his sister in his own monstrous way. And Andrei is a man who married an American woman, moved to her country, fathered her children, learned the language well enough to insult everyone in it, and did not abandon her. These are not small contributions. None of them are bad men. They're all the same man, which is a separate problem.
And be asking for money and money for a second wedding and all this stuff. At some point, you need to have your own identity and not rely on your father, and I think it's just very pathetic. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't pathetic for Andrei.
Lockback. The show loves a clean villain. Andrei was the villain for 4 seasons, then Charlie was the villain for 2, then Chuck has been the villain for 1. What the show has never been willing to say, what Reddit has never been willing to say, is that the marriage isn't bad. The family is. And the family is bad in the specific way American small business dynasties are bad, which is that they cannot distinguish between loyalty and captivity. Libby was captive before Andrei arrived. Andrei just made the capture visible.
That was like pig fat, and Andrei said, you eat bacon all the time, and they're going back and forth about this. Chuck comes out right at the gate to say, this is what I meant. So right away, he's trying to defend himself and dig him out of this hole. Here's the thing, Chuck. You can't have...
Because the dispositive fact, the one the edit smooths over, is that Chuck Potthast employs Andrei. Not as a favor, as a W-2. Andrei's American income comes through Chuck's real estate business, which means every argument between these two men has an employment law subtext the show refuses to touch. When Chuck is mad at Andrei, Chuck is mad at his son-in-law and his employee. When Andrei disrespects Chuck, Andrei is insulting his wife's father and insubordinating to his boss. The marriage and the payroll are on the same ledger. No wonder every disagreement escalates to a wrestle. The men have no neutral ground. Every single conversation is stacked.
From explosive fights to bold life decisions, we've got the full breakdown right here on Paper Highlighter.
Remember the bachelor party? Because Reddit does. Charlie Potthast, big brother, patriarch in training, employee of Chuck, planned Andrei's bachelor party and took him to a strip club Andrei didn't want to go to. Andrei had been explicit. Andrei had said on camera that as a former cop and a recovering Orthodox kid, strip clubs were not for him. Charlie's response was to book one anyway. Because in the Potthast cosmology, you prove your masculinity by overriding the other man's stated boundary. Andrei went. Andrei did not enjoy it. Andrei has never forgiven it. And this is the foundational fight of the marriage. Not a culture clash, not a Moldovan detail, but Charlie, in Tampa, making Andrei do an American bit he had declined.
Elizabeth, also known as Libby, appeared excited about starting a new chapter in her husband's homeland.
Worth placing on the record. Andrei, before meeting Elizabeth, was running a gym in Ireland, Dublin area, personal training. Former employees have, in various interviews, described the management style as charitably authoritative. Andrei did not float into Chisinau with nothing. He had, by age 30, built a small fitness business in a foreign country under his own name, which is a meaningful data point because it means when the Potthasts dismiss him as a hustler with no verifiable career, they are in fact wrong. He has one. It does not match Chuck's. They are not incompatible businesses. They are competing businesses in different cities between men who could not stand to compare notes. Ramp, the franchise is not going to drop Elizabeth Potthast. There is too much IP. There are too many kids. The fights are too good. There will be another season. There will be another Moldova. There will be another cookout. There will be another wrestle. There will be another $75,000. There will be another anxiety attack in a bathroom in Chisinau or Clearwater or Miami. And in every single season, the camera will frame Andrei as the outsider and the Potthasts as the family he married into. The kicker is simpler than that. Libby did not marry a Moldovan. Libby married a Potthast, the one with the accent, the one her father could fire, And the fight her family has been filming for 7 years is not a culture clash. It is a cousin rivalry with a green card attached. If you made it this far, you either love me or you're looking for something to yell about in the comments. Either way, like, subscribe, and tell your sister.